what's up guys, it's your boy CoolerMan100X. How you guys doing today? What we're going to be working on today is a tutorial on how to make professional Let's Play video game banners to help you grow your gaming channel and make your banner look more professional, clean, and make the lighting look more professional for other people to see details within your banner. So, come along with me. I'm about to show you how to do this. Pretty easy, pretty successful. And we're going to be making a banner that looks like this. So as you can see the lighting, the textures, you can see the background, type of background feel to it. And also you can see different silhouettes to break down the picture. You don't see it together, you can see it just as it is for your Let's Play banner. So what's really cool about this, we're going to be working on each detail, on where the light shines, how to bring out background design pictures, and how to make them look more silhouette as you go along. Because when a person looks at your banner, they don't just want to look at the whole banner, they want to look at details on like, okay, he does this, he does this, he does this, and when you look in the center, it's just your name and text or whatever you want to call yourself. That means it gives them more to look at and not just one thing, and they can just look how professional you are with your YouTube channel and your branding as well. So I'm about to show you guys how to make a perfect Let's Play for your video game channels and make it look more professional for you guys as well. So what we're going to focus on is just creating an overall banner type of design. So I'm going to put that under, which let's make that, bring up our rulers. Now what's really cool about this, you want to have all your pictures on lock, and we're going to be using these for pictures as well. Now I recommend you can use any type of background picture. This tutorial is applied to all type of techniques that you want to use for this type of design. So just to let you know, if the picture is a little too dark, make sure it's big enough and above 1080p so you can get each detail and each type of lighting out of each picture that you're going to be pulling out to make it look more realistic. Now, after we've done all that, first thing we're going to do, we're going to go to our background with the God of War background. So we're going to move this here. We're going to put it back here. Now it's too big. Now you can go with any side that you prefer, but I like to make it a little bit more smaller and make the silhouette more realistic. Now we're going to be calling this background. Background 1. Now what you want to do is convert this to a smart object, which a lot of people that don't know what smart object is, when you convert it to a smart object, when you make pictures big and make pictures small, it keeps the same type of resolution and quality within each picture that you use. So if you make it bigger, you keep the same quality. If you make it smaller, you keep the same quality as well. You don't have to worry about ripping the resolution as you make it smaller and bigger, and it won't be blurry and less pixelated. So after we convert it to a smart object, you want to hold your shift key and resize it. After the X box comes up, it gives you an indication that you can make it bigger or smaller and keep the same type of quality and distance from each size that you use within the picture. So after you've done that, you want to hold shift to use the direction. So you want to make it smaller or just a little bit much of a size where you can see both the background and the kid. So you want to make it a little bit smaller, you can hold shift and use your arrow key on the computer. You can just bring in the kid and stuff like that. So what I like to do is I like to move it over so I can have the left end a little bit more right. So I want to make it a little bit more bigger. And over a little bit, bring it to the right just a little bit. So you want to press the size and you want to place the file here. So you want to use the resolution. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to rasterize the layer, which rasterize the layer to put it back in its original form with that resolution to be stated a lock resolution for that size. That's what rasterize the layer do, and also you'll be able to cut, obstruct, and anything else you want to do to the picture as a rasterized layer. Because when you convert it to a smart object, it locks into the resolution for you to change the resolution. You convert it to a smart object. So after you convert it to a smart object, make sure you're making a rasterized layer before you erase or try to do any detail or obstruction to the picture as well. So you want to click the rasterized layer. After you make it a rasterized layer, you want to go to your eraser tool. Now I recommend putting your eraser tool around 400 pixels and your hardness at 0 and a soft brush. Doesn't matter what type of brush you use, up to you. Now what I like to do is take off your cap lock so you'll be able to see the brush and use your left or right bracket side key to use the key and make the brush smaller or bigger. So you want to get into more shortcuts, make sure you look that up on Google. They have a whole full detail on all the shortcuts in Photoshop, because I'm not going to be going over it. This is more of an advanced tip for advanced people that wants to learn how to make your banners more professional. So I'm not going to go into the basics, so you should be advanced within the basics before you go to this video. So you want to just make it a little bit bigger, and you want to erase the solid line and make it fade in with the background. So you just want to tap it and just make it fade in. That's all you want to do. Just make it fade in so you'll be able to see the whole background and it's fully detailed. Now you want to bring down our opacity to 50%. The reason I say that is we're going to be bringing a silhouette out with the front banner. So you want to put that on 50% for your background. Now what you want to do is you want to put Kratos over this picture. And you want to do the same exact thing that I told you before. You want to call this one header. We're going to call this one header 1. Enter. Now you want to convert this to a smart object, and you want to hold shift and resize it. Like move it over so I can resize the shift. Hold it, make sure it's indicated. And then you want to just make it smaller enough for you to see. Now what I like to do is make it small enough for him to see the silhouette, and you want to just bring it over a little bit because we're going to be doing a pen tool cutout. So you want to place it, press anything to place it. And now you want to make it a rasterized layer after you're going to resize it for the convert to a smart object. Now what you want to do is you want to go to your pen tool and make sure it's on path, and make sure all auto delete is on too as well. So what you want to do is, this goes within a little bit of geometric shapes and geometry. So you have to learn your shapes because you're going to be making shape angles to cut out things as well. That's pretty much what the pen tool does if you want to create a lot of stuff with the pen tool. So the pen tool can be a great tool to use if you know how to use it very good and you learn your shapes very well. So this is going with a little bit of geometry, but it's the same type of basic geometry that you learn basically in high school. So what you want to do is you want to create a shape, make sure your cap lock off so you will be able to see your tool. Now what you want to do here is you want to create one dashing line. Now you don't want to cut off his face, so you want to hold the control tool and you want to hold this and move the line over and make a little bit more of a space to him to see his face. Now this comes with any type of shape that you create just to cut out that whole area. So what you want to do here, guys, is you want to make a triangle or a box with an F2 side angle. This comes with the shape. Now if you've done that, you just want to right click and go to your make selection tool, and it makes a selection. All you want to do is just press OK. You don't have to change anything. You want to make sure your anti-alias is clicked. Press OK. Now it makes a shape box. Now all you have to press is either backspace or delete on your keyboard, and it automatically delete that section out of that place. So you just want to go to your manipulator tool and delete that face. So you want to do the same exact side to the right side as well. So you just want to click that, and you want to do this, and you want to create the same type of shape fill as you go. So like that, hit selection, press OK, press delete or backspace. So you have the shape, which is beautiful. So you have that shape background. Now what we want to do is we want to create a black slash dark shadow behind these shapes. So what you want to do is you want to double click on the header, which would be the drop shadow effect here. So you can see it already has a good effect, but we're going to make it a little bit more realistic for you to see. Now what you want to do is you want to put the distance on 0, you want to put the spread down a little bit. And you want to put the size just a little bit so you can play with the size too as well. So you just want to play with it and break it down. And you probably want to play with the spread now. So you want to put your distance on 0, your spread on 34, and your size on, I believe, 18. Now that you got the size, you can see the silhouette is being separated from the background, and you can see this is being pushed forward as another image that's slashing through the banner. As you can see in the video production, you can see how they slash into the banners like a commercial. Now, we're going to do that effect within here, but with still images. Now, you just want to press OK. Now, you want to do the same exact thing of all the stuff that I went over, the exact same thing for the next pictures, which will be going to Detroit Becomes Human. Now, we want to place the background. In the background, I'm going to go through this pretty much really fast, and you want to call this one background 2, cap lock, background 2, and you want to convert it to a smart object, and you want to hold shift, resize, you just want to make it big enough for him to see. I go about this one. That's a good size there. You just want to move it over with your arrow key and just find a nice side that you want to feel comfortable with. So, like this size. It's a good size here. Oh, first wrong key. So you want to convert to a rasterized layer. You can leave it as that. Now you want to go to your eraser tool, just like I said, and take the cap block off so you can see it. And bring it up a little bit. You just want to erase that solid line. So just tap it. You get a nice background. Now, just like I said, you want to put this on a 50%. 50%, so you have a black background shadow. Now you want to do the same exact thing for this guy. Be sure to come in, move it over, and convert it. I'm gonna call it header 2. Header 2. And convert it to a smart object. What I recommend naming all your backgrounds so you know where they're at. And also you know where to go. So I'm going to show you a little brief tutorial on how to do that as well. So we're just going to work on this to get everything set up. So just want to resize the layer, make it smaller. And I think I'm going to put it in between him and the girl so you won't see the gun. So it's like a shock effect so people won't see what the game is really about. So make that layer. So you want to go to your pen tool, which will be here. Unlock the cap lock. And you want to do the same exact thing. You want to just make a silhouette here. Don't want to lose his face. I just want to move it over around about here. So, make it safe here. You done with your pen tool and then go to the circle. So, you want to. Oh, I think I did. This happens to you, so you want to backspace here and start over because I didn't click the circle like I wanted to. Space here, and you just want to make your square button here. You want to make sure you click the circle to connect it, and you want to go to the selection, press OK, press backspace or delete, and you can see his face being brought up there. We're back tool, do the same identical thing here. Right, just going to delete. Yeah, that's perfect. And make a selection. Okay. And delete. So you got a nice slash there too as well. So now you want to add the same drop shadow to you did with the Kratos. So the easiest way to do that is you want to go to header 1, right click, copy layer style, which will copy all the layer style that you added to the first layer style. And you want to bring it to header 2 and paste layer style. And it brings the same effect to what it had on the first header. Now, what's really cool about this is that you want to name your layers so you won't get confused with what layer to click. So the best thing I like to do is I like to go to set. I'm going to call this one the header here, Kratos, header 1 and background 1. I'm going to just Control G and put set 1. Set 1. Doing the same thing here, Control and Shift, Control G, and put set 2. That's a quick way to sum up all the layers so you don't have to worry about jumping to each layer every time. So you can definitely see one set 1 here on one side, one set 2 on one side, and you can definitely go in and maximize and see each layer for each one. I definitely clean up some of the layers so you won't have to jump up and down all the time. So that's a more professional way to keep track of all your layers as you go along. Now, after you've done all that, you want to, really cool thing about this is that you're not done at all. You're not done. So put the YouTube channel in there in the middle. So we're pretty much done here. So we got our backgrounds, we got our black silhouettes. It's looking very clean, but we're not done. We're going to add custom lighting. It's a very basic technique, but it comes with a lot of trickiness and a lot of stuff to do in it. And I'll do an advanced tutorial on lighting as well. So, the first thing you want to do is you want to go to your set 1 and you want to add a layer. And you want to start with brightness and contrast first. So, and this comes with a lot of details. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to zoom out the image a little bit so you can see the brightness within each person's face and stuff like that too. So you should be able to see it. Now we're going to add brightness and contrast. So this comes with the detail here. You can see each brightness and contrast being watched. So you want to bring out all the darks and stuff like that too. So that's nice and clean. So the next thing we're going to add is curves, which would be linear contrast. This brings out all the darks in the pictures, the cuts, his body, his face, his facial features. It brings a black background to that as well. And the last thing you want to mess with is exposure, which will be your main lighting source from pulling from any direction throughout the banner. Now, you have to be tricky with this, so you want to start off with a light exposure, a nice light exposure. Now, right there, you see like, oh, it's done, it's perfect, because I don't have to mess with it, but you have to because this is too bright. So what you want to do is you want to bring down the gamma just a little bit, and you want to bring down the exposure just a little bit. So there you go. So you want to mess with it. And so there it is. So now that looks beautiful, and you want to press Shift, bring down Control G. You want to call this HD settings. HD settings. Let's put that like this. Press Enter. Now we're going to zoom in a little bit. You can see the detail within the sun, and you can see the sun beaming off of Kratos. And you can see the light changing in between the Detroit Become Human on one side of his face and the other side of his face. If you look very detailed, you can see each cheekbone, each dark shadow within his face. And also the other side, it brings out the background silhouette with it as well. So when you add the HD settings and turn it off, you don't see that. When you add the HD settings again, you'll be able to see the best breakdown of this design. So take it off, put it on, take it off, put it on, and you can see the detail within this. So I hope this definitely helped you make your gaming channel more professional, definitely look for sponsors to look at your channel more professionally, and also gain more subscribers because your banner is your vocal point of your channel. So I hope this helped you out. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit me up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff, man. Link in the description below. If you have any other tutorial ideas, leave it in the comments below. If you have any questions or any type of techniques that you didn't understand, leave it in the comments below. Hit me up on Twitter personally, and I'll definitely explain to you about the video. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Octus Boy. Deuces.